Welcome to WhoDooTV. I don't know what that voice was, but we're talking new comic books for the whole month of October 2018 and a bunch of geeky stuff, changing up the cycle a little bit. But hey, first Tuesday of the month, I got this guy right here.
What's up, guys? It's me, Jared. I'm really excited to talk about October. There's some really good stuff coming out this month. Yeah, guys, this is good stuff.
Yep.
Glad to be back on the show.
That's right, man. Glad to have you back on as always. But we're changing the format a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
So as I kind of talked about, like we made, instead of going like for the whole week this time, there's so many awesome books that we want to talk about for this month. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like a month in review type of thing. Get that going. If you're new to this channel, we do comic book reviews. We do new comic book day, Eve days on Tuesdays. And then the first Tuesdays, we're probably going to start it where we're going to just kind of preview the month. What's coming out, geek stuff. And if you guys like this format, make sure you comment below. Give us some ideas. And we're going to keep progressing as we go.
Yeah,
so,
we've got a couple little small segment sort of things. So like if you guys have ideas for stuff like that, send it our way, you know, put that in the comments below or right now in that chat box, that live chat box. We are keeping our eyes on that. So be sure to say what's up in that as well. So yeah,
it's good stuff. I mean, yeah, some of the best stuff we get is from you guys. So comment below, like it, share it, do it all your friends. If you don't like it, hit that like button anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, dude, there's been some great stuff on the way and some big stuff coming out tomorrow. But one of the big things in this industry right now is coming out Thursday, and that is Venom. Yes, Venom. And yes, Todd, man, Tom Hardy looks amazing as Venom. And then, yeah, I just love that picture of Liefeld and McFarlane there at the premiere.
Yeah, so. And Michelini there. Those are like the three creators of Venom when he came out and everything. So that's big. I'm glad all three of them got to be there. That's a great photo. Yeah, I mean, you can't – the comics industry is very much moving towards like – these movies, you know, they come out with a great book, you get an awesome movie out of it. So this is the first time we're getting something like this for Venom. I mean, first time we saw Venom was in Spider-Man 3, which wasn't such a hot movie. A lot of people didn't really like that, especially Topher Grace is kind of a milquetoast in my opinion. But but this movie looks really interesting, looks intense. I'm still waiting on reviews, though, to really be like, oh, man, I can't freaking wait to see this movie. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
This will be like one of my 3 movies or whatever it is on my movie pass this month.
Oh, you're still holding on to that. Look at you.
I might get rid of it, but
I hope you
when I'm watching 3 a month or 4 a month, it still pays for itself.
Still pays for itself. I hope the Venom is one of the movies of your day.
Did you get rid of yours?
I canceled it. Yeah.
Oh, you just weren't doing it, huh? Weren't going?
No, I was going.
Oh.
But then there was like, you can only see these 2 movies at these times.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, why? What am I paying for?
So they got rid of that and then restricted.
Let me tell you too. We were like, okay, maybe we'll hold on to it. Let's see what happens. Like, oh, this movie, we're looking forward to going and seeing it. I don't even remember what it was at this point. We took the bus down to downtown Seattle, and we get into the movie theater and we open up our app and it says no tickets no longer available. And it wasn't even sold out. It was just they gave up. Like it was just. I think they ran out of money for that day because they're hemorrhaging money like crazy. Anyways, this isn't a podcast about movie pass.
Yeah. Anyway, it's one of my movies that I'm watching this week.
I was very much excited about it when it first came out, and then they just kind of got a little burned out.
Dude, it's weird having a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I don't know what's gonna happen because I don't know if they're gonna get Tom Holland connected to this at all. I mean, this is strictly a Sony film. Where the new Spider-Man franchises, half Sony, half Marvel.
Right.
So it's kind of, what are they going to do with that?
Who knows? Carnage, what's up?
You know? And I think that would be great. If we get Carnage out of that, if we start like focusing on the symbiotes instead of the symbiotes, as they said in the first first trailer.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah. We'll see.
And then we're going to keep moving on with this and some new images. We talked about a little bit of this a couple weeks ago, that there's that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. and they came out with some face paint that you and I haven't got to talk about this.
Right.
And I hated it at first. I hated it. But I'm learning I love it now. Like, the more I look at it and I see this picture of him in the phone booth, the more I am freaking loving his makeup.
Well, yeah, actually, if you look at the photo in the phone booth, I'd imagine that's him a little more sane with the job. And then you look at the other ones where he's, walking around kind of with a crazy maniacal smile on. You can see that it's like the paint was familiar. And so he went with it, but he's kind of a little far gone now, and it's a bit more disheveled looking. So it's actually kind of, in my opinion, a cool, creative way of approaching this character to kind of show his progression into the maniacy.
I like I said, I'm starting to really enjoy it. Maybe he loses the blue and goes to black, like on him, gets rid of the eyebrows, gets rid of the nose. I dig it. Maybe he toys with a couple other different styles.
Could be.
I mean, that's what a clown does, right?
This could just be, definitely like an early iteration, and by the end of the film, we have like kind of a much more familiar makeup style out of it. But I think anyone who can play the Joker, I think Joaquin Phoenix does a big get.
Oh God, yes.
Definitely better than Jared Leto, but
I'm calling it. He's gonna be up there with the Heath Ledger performance. Maybe not as good, but he's gonna be up there.
Well, he needs a script behind him though for this.
We need
to actually like make it solid.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the DC movies haven't been too hot yet. We'll see what comes out of this one.
They don't got to worry about continuity with this one, which is going to be great.
Thankfully,
it's going to be awesome. What do you guys think? Yay or nay on that image there? What do you guys think of this Joker outfit? Give us some yay or nays. What you thought? If you like this makeup so far, tell us what you think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So some other good things coming out, and then speaking on the DC and the front of TV and whatever is coming out. DC Titans coming out in DC Universe in America.
In America, yes.
Keyword is in America.
Because apparently you were telling me off air that outside of America it's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah. So
what the heck?
A wonderful world we live in where we have to pay more for multiple universes, multiple streaming services. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So this is coming out October 12th. So
10 days.
So this is DC's streaming service themselves. It's not like Warner Brothers.
Right.
It's DC strictly.
Well, it's pretty cool because it also does a curated list of comics. Are on
okay.
A history of a bunch of streaming of the animated series, of the other prior movies, the old Supermans, old Batmans. So you're getting a lot from it, right? And you think you have Marvel Unlimited, which only comics, and you're paying about the same amount.
Yeah, and they're all 6 months old.
And this one, you're actually getting, a curated list. What does that mean? I don't know. How old, how new, what are they going to be? But you're also getting a bunch of the animated series and stuff like that. So I think you're getting a little bit more than what Marvel Unlimited gives, which is cool.
Actually, I do like the idea of a curated list of comics. I know I got Marvel Unlimited for a while, and I was really excited about reading this. This was a number of years back. But I got really overwhelmed with a lot of stories and like where to start. And, I wanted to get into certain characters and everything. And it kind of, there's a couple of those issues out there that are kind of ones to skip. I mean, we all know those ones.
Right.
But I think probably a curated list, these monthly curated lists or whatever would be really smart. And you get kind of the essential stories, which would be great. So.
Yeah. Not My Name says he's looking forward to both Joker and Venom. He hated the Ledger version of Joker.
Interesting.
I wouldn't say I hated it. Like, it was different, right? I always say the Joker depends on which drugs he's on. Right, Jack Nicklaus was on some cocaine. You go back to the old day to 66. There was some LSD. Clearly, our buddy, the last one,
Ledger.
No,
Leto.
Leto was on meth.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe this one's just stoned.
Yeah.
So and Ledger or Heath Ledger is clearly on heroin. So it just depends on what drugs the Joker's on. Gives him his where he's at. It's just an interesting mindset. And yeah, the Joker makeup is not amazing, but it is an origin. So like Daredevil's black suit. So good tie-in. Thanks, Nick. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it does change. It's progression of the makeup. So that's where I'm at on it.
That's
so
a good call.
You don't have to like it, but yeah.
I did want to mention one more thing about the streaming service thing.
Yeah.
I read an article recently, and if any of you are on Reddit, you may have seen this, but they talked about how video piracy is climbing again. And it has a lot to do with all these different subscription services that we have to get for these this exclusive content. I mean, originally it was Netflix. Netflix gave us great stuff. Then we got Hulu, and now Amazon's coming out with stuff. But then we're getting these things like CBS is coming out with that Star Trek show that lots of people love Star Trek. So obviously people are buying into it. This DC stuff. We got a Star Wars series coming to some sort of Disney streaming whenever that comes out. Of course, they're taking all the movies with them too from Netflix at some point. But yeah, it kind of sucks. And like, I guess it kind of makes sense that, you know, video piracy is climbing again because of that.
Yeah, even Marvel's going to be moving a lot of it when the Disney one comes out off of Netflix. I mean, I give it that's one thing I like about Netflix with things like Stranger Things and Daredevil and Iron Fist. They put them all out at once, so you can definitely marathon them and then cancel and go to another one. I mean, it makes sense as a business standpoint. If I were them, I'd put them out weekly or so. That way, it prevented people from doing that, and you kept your subscriptions longer.
Yeah,
but that would frustrate me, right? For that same reason, and that makes a lot of sense. You know, I have gone back and forth from going from Hulu because I wanted to watch like Runaways and The Gifted and things like that. I mean, I could watch that on regular TV, but I don't want to. I want to watch it when I want to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so it makes a lot of sense that, you know, Amazon, I have Prime, which is nice. That's probably my favorite one because you get something out of having that subscription. Sure. You pay $100 a month and you get your free shipping at least. I'm excited for The Boys. And I didn't put that in this. An image came out of The Boys.
Yeah.
And man, that looks awesome, man. Everybody if you watch the show, you know I'm excited for that because the comic book I love. So yeah, and Nick has some insight here. DC Universe has a little of recent comics, but has big stuff like New Teen Titans, Batman Year One, and 40s Detective Comics and Action Comics. So thanks for that insight, Nick. Yeah, so that's I like the DC Universe idea. It is frustrating how it's on Netflix here or somewhere else and then not here. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And there is tons of them. There is a ton of subscription services now.
It's kind of one of those things where like this was a viable way to cord cut, you know, get away from cable because, you know, you can get all this great content, but now it's like it's all piecemeal again and whatever. I mean, it's we can move on. I'm sorry, I'm in a rant mood today. I was on Movie Pass, now I'm on subscription services.
Debbie Downer.
I know. I gotta reel it in.
But here's one to get you in a good mood. This is coming out in November, beginning of November 2nd to be exact, a month from today. And that's Bohemian Rhapsody. Gosh, Freddie Mercury, Queen. If you guys have seen the trailers to this and you're an old Queen fan, it is hard to tell the difference apart. You know, sometimes it's like, am I watching a movie clip or is this from that show where Freddie Mercury became legend?
Rami Malek looks great in this film.
Music is great. The costume's great. Queen has some nostalgic music that I think most people can relate to and understand. So, or at least know of or familiar with.
Absolutely.
So that's a movie I just wanted to call out just for that reason. It's music history there.
Good call out. I love a good biopic when we can get it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you could tell that the one where this guy's gonna knock it out of the park as far as costume.
Well, and this one's here's another rant. There was the Andre 3000 did Hendrix.
Yeah.
But they didn't get the rights to any music. So like when he went out on stage, like it would cut. It would show him like in the backstage and he'd walk out and it would cut off. Or like just about before he started, it would cut to the next scene. Yeah. So this one, thankfully, they've got the music and like it looks awesome. Looks
ridiculous
so fun.
Sitting at that. That'd be like watching Lou Diamond Phillips not singing La Bamba in La Bamba. Right?
Yeah,
that would just suck. right?
Oh, that was a deep cut.
That one was
Bomba.
classic. You want to talk about a good biopic with music that's actually really, really good? Is the Buddy Holly story.
Oh yeah,
Gary Busey at his best before he went crazy.
Well, before the accident.
And yeah,
he didn't just go crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's sad,
You guys got
sad
a TBI.
story.
Traumatic brain injuries can go. Yep, but that was a great flick too. So if that's original rock stuff, guys. So sorry for bringing that back. Boom! And today starts a segment that we've done a couple times now. And this one is Trade Wait No More.
Yes, we finally get the trade for Batman White Knight. There's that Sean Murphy story that came out a little while ago. A lot of fun, really interesting story. And I believe he even said there might be more stuff coming in the future with this. It's an interesting universe. It's definitely an elsewhere universe. Different story where, you know, the Joker gets healed. He's not crazy anymore. And Batman's kind of looked at as the villain in this one. So really, really cool, fun, insane, crazy story. I would highly recommend this to anyone.
Notice the ad of the DC Black label on this.
Yes, that wasn't original.
Right. So that is brand new. I mean, because I think Batman Damned was the first on the DC Black label. And now they added it to this, to Batman White Knight, which it fits. It's a fitting book for it. And I believe you told me that there were some redacted pages originally.
It was yeah. It wasn't redacted. It was reorganized pages. I think they put the letters on top of stuff. There was a scene where Harley Quinn and Joker were laying in bed together, and they were talking, but they were both in the nude. And I think in the original, like, you can kind of see some nudity, like some Harley Quinn's parts. Yeah, Harley Quinn's nipple or whatever. But right before it was getting released, they redid the lettering of it and put the word bubble kind of like on top of anything. So
there's not a big enough word bubble to cover up Batman's penis.
Yeah,
they didn't have that. It was just too big.
Yep.
People were scared of that.
And I'm just curious. I'm curious, and now that it's Black Label, if like,
dude, I'm having a penis joke. Quit interrupting my penis.
I'm sorry. I mean, we could talk about wrenches all day, but.
Yep, that happens, man. Come on.
Well, yeah,
you're talking about nipples. I guess that's just as good.
I'm just wondering if that's coming back in this one. Obviously, don't go buy it just because you might see Harley Quinn's nipple. Who knows about that?
And if you're buying comics just to see nipples, you have a problem, guys. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
You know, I do work in the mental health field. There's something wrong with you if you do have. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, let's move on from Batman.
So, are you going to buy that trade to go see some nipples?
I'm not, but I want to buy that trade because it's an awesome story.
It is an awesome story. Sean Phillips is great. So that is a
Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy, Sean Phillips. You know, he's good too. Come on.
Yes, indeed.
Sean Phillips is great. He's amazing. But yes, Sean Murphy is fantastic. Another one that I love, a guy who used to work with Sean Murphy, is Rick Remender. And this is Death or Glory, Volume 1. So the full trade of Death or Glory is out now. This is a cool concept. More of the interviews that I got with Remender is he loves making you think it's one thing and then totally flipping it on its edge. He goes, that's how you really write cool horror, is if you make people think it's this action and you twist some horror into it. He goes, that's what horror really becomes, when it's kind of a surprise, where you go for one thing and you totally get, bait and switched. And that's what he's done with this book. I'm going to recommend people go get this if you haven't read it. We did a review on it too. I loved it. And I like most Remender stuff. So, but yeah, it's some cool concept that he's been having out there.
That's great. Yeah. Cool story. Yeah.
And they announced thank you, dude. Perfect. Nick, you're bringing some stuff, man. Thanks, dude.
Man, you should be running this show. Remender does a great job. Really cool book. Looking forward to it.
Yep. And then that's what Nick puts in. He said DC announced they're going to do a White Knight sequel in 2019. So,
man, I feel so bad now. Why did I feel like you read that? And I talked about how awesome Nick's comment was and just flew right by.
Yeah.
Whoops, my bad.
Dude, he's just trying to cut off everything. Cuts off the dick jokes. And then, sorry. Man.
I'm on a train. Can't stop this train.
You like this book?
Yes. Yeah, this is boom title Lazaretto. What a cool book. This is about a plague that kind of goes out and it's the main characters are stuck in a dorm, a college dorm, and they're just trying to get by, but like there's different levels to it, and it's almost this hierarchy of insanity and like people taking what they want, and someone calls himself the king, and it's almost this Lord of the Flies, meets the plague sort of situation, and we have these two characters that are just trying to get by in this book, and it's real good, real good. It's like people are getting sick and they're just not getting answers. I mean, their dorm is just covered by yellow caution tape. And
yeah, I think I'd have a great time if I was stuck in a dorm and, hey, you didn't have to go to school. You're stuck in the dorm.
Yeah, but what if you die from sickness?
Oh, man, at least you go out have partying. You're a college kid having some fun.
And, some of them get into that in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Get into that, I'm in for that. One guy, he's a writer that we kind of seem to enjoy. Yeah, he's got a couple trades coming out.
He's not bad.
Jeff Lemire, Gideon Falls coming out. Hit Girl in Canada is coming out. If you haven't been on Gideon Falls, this is the book you need to be reading. He is just so good on the way he is pulling this story up and doing these multiple different like simultaneous connections between the city and the rural area that they're living in, and just you get to kind of figure out what that black barn is all about. Lemire, I like it, and I think Sorrentino's art really does well for the story. Mm-hmm. Say what you say about his art, it is great. And then
it fits.
A recently winning Ringo colorist, Dave Stewart, is killing it with colors. And then Hit Girl's awesome. Like, I haven't read a lot of Hit Girl, but I read this Hit Girl in Canada, and I liked it.
So you finally picked up Hit Girl because Jeff Lemire's right there. I see.
I'm a fangirl. What can I say?
Oh well, I loved Hit Girl with Miller. I loved Kick-Ass and Hit Girl, and it's kind of interesting seeing these characters written by other people. But I think Lemire, anything he touches is gold. So we kind of like him on this channel.
Yep. I think we're going to get a segment, a Lemire segment coming. Maybe a weekly segment.
Ooh.
Just touching base on Lemire.
Just see where he's at. Yeah. What did he have for breakfast? I don't know.
That's it. We're going to stock him. So yeah. And next, some Valiant titles coming out on trade.
Oh, yeah.
My two favorite titles currently at Valiant, and that's Ninja K, the Coalition arc, and then we have the Dead and Gone arc by Shadow Man. Diggle is killing it. He's rocking and rolling with coming out with the mythos of Shadow Man, going back into history and going back in time, prehistoric days, and seeing how this Lua was used, who used it, and kind of getting some better understanding of it. So I love what Jack's going across with this Shadow Man story. The Coalition was a great arc with Christos Gage, who is tearing it up in everything he's doing. We'll talk a little more about that.
Oh, yeah.
And what he's doing with Ninja K. This has been one of my favorite books in comics right now. Altogether, it is a cool story. The way he's written the Coalition, the way he's kind of, again, depth further into the ninja program from MI6 all the way around. If you're into that, you're going to do it. Again, you've probably got a little Valiant if you're watching the show before. If you're new, Batman meets James Bond meets, a ninja. Like, he's freaking sick.
Ninja Man.
Ninja Man. Yep. 00 Ninja Man.
Yeah, 00 Ninja Man. No, Ninjak is pretty awesome. He's pretty dang cool.
Yes. Then let's get into some monthly books that are coming out.
Yeah. So this is stuff that we're looking forward to in October. They're not necessarily coming out this week. Just want to,
So, but they are coming out in this month. And first off, we're going to keep with the DC Vertigo. And that is going to be stuff added onto the Sandman universe that has come back around that I'm so happy to see. And that one of is the Book of Magic and then Lucifer. So I just love that they're bringing the Sandman universe back, that they're bringing DC Vertigo back, that we're getting just this connection. I mean, I loved what Neil Gaiman's put together originally and where it's going and that we're getting. Yeah.
I think it's great. This is such a rich universe. I mean, if any of you have read Gaiman, there really is no boundary to what can happen in his books and types of characters that we can expect. There may be themes and stuff that he kind of sticks to, but it's crazy. I mean, it's a lot of fun to read. I'm currently actually reading American Gods, the novel.
Oh, nice.
And so it's really fun because I remember like the first time I read, as I'm reading this book, I'm remembering the first time I've read Sandman, and just like how crazy his stories are and how they just like go all over the place, but also intertwine so well, and characters who know each other and also know who they are as themselves. It's really, really a fascinating story. I mean, Sandman just is rocks, and having more Sandman, like you said, it's really cool to see.
Right. Just having that full of a bunch of books all at once too, to have that is great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not just getting just the Sandman, you're getting like so much stuff. And I don't think there isn't even a Sandman title.
No, there was just
Universe.
that Sandman Universe #1 was the main thing, and then it's been
that was the only one that had Morpheus in it since, I think.
I believe there's House of Whispers. There's a couple. So yep, dig it.
It's good stuff. This one I'm looking forward to. This one is Batman's Secret Files. So this is kind of I'm a little confused. I think it's going to be more of an anthology. Where different artists, different writers. So we've got Tom King, we've got Jordi Belair, we've got Tom Taylor in this, and with a bunch of different artists. I mean, I think it's just going to be going through, grabbing different stories and kind of putting them all together, which is a lot of fun. So it almost seems to me like it might be perhaps sort of like All-Star Batman, but with shorter stories, just quick little one-offs, and you can kind of get just more of the mythos of Batman. So I think if you're a little intimidated jumping into the current timeline, the current meta of Batman, like this could be something that could really quench your thirst of wanting to grab some comics.
Yep. Then they're also I think they're doing another like Batman. I call it the Halloween cash grab, Cursed Comics #1. It's just a bunch of people on this one again. Tim Seeley's one of the notable names on there. That's also another. It's a Halloween cash grab.
Yeah. So which is fun. It's fun. It's that time of year.
Yep.
And we want to talk about cash grabs.
Let's get into some cash grabs because there's a couple Spider-Man books this month.
There's just a few.
A couple.
So, this last month, I got the new Spider-Man game.
Oh, yeah.
And for the PS4, and it is freaking amazing. Christos Gage killed the story. And in fact, I'll even admit on air right now that I legitimately cried when I finished that game. It was an emotional moment of just it's quality. If you haven't played that game, I mean, it's better than any of the Spider movies I've seen. So much fun, and I cannot wait for the DLC to come out. So, of course, coming off of the success of that game, we've been 3 weeks out from the start of that game. We're getting tons of Spider-Man comics coming out. We're exploring, the Superior Octopus. We're getting Spider-Gwen, something called Spider-Geddon, which looks like all the Spider-Men from all of the different universes. Shoot, I even see on there the PS4 Spider-Man. So they're really like feeding into this. I mean, why not? Why not just go off the success of this and sell some books? Because when I finished that game, was like, all I want to do is read Spider-Man comics now. Like, I need more of those stories. So like, they definitely they know what they're doing. I think this is a smart move by them.
Yeah, tons of things. I mean, Gage is on 2 of these books that are coming out. You got Jody Hauser on one. You got Dan Slott on one. With Spider Girls, Spider X-Force, Spider Gwen, Spider something. They are pushing that, and they're going for a bunch of #1s, all Spider-Man, dude, and Christos Gage, right? He's stepping down from Ninja K.
Yes.
#14, his last one on Ninja K, but yet he's starting brand new series with Spider-Man. He's moving it over, so I mean that leaves those questions of Valiant, what's going on there, but he's probably got a great future doing Spider-Man.
I think so.
I think a lot of people from this video game loved it. I didn't even play the video game. I actually watched the storyline on YouTube.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, man. Yeah.
Because I heard that he wrote it, and so I looked it up. And so I watched different videos, just looked up PS4 Spider-Man storyline, and got to see some cool storyline. And it's great. Makes me wish that they would almost start Spider-Man from scratch and kind of let Christos Gage and go from there. And just kind of create some new continuity together within that story. That way, there's not this weird Miles Morales is now here type of thing because he came from another universe. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird the way that's all connected in.
Spider-Man's got a lot of it's got a lot of baggage. He's a title that's been around for a long time, so getting into it's a little tough. But I don't know. I think we're all familiar with who the character is anymore. Like, you don't have to start from the beginning.
Right, you don't.
You can kind of pick it up as you go.
Here's another one of those cash grabs we talk about. Probably one of the most popular Black Panther characters.
Yeah, we're getting Shuri. She's getting her own title, which is a lot of fun. So this is the sister of Black Panther, of T'Challa. So this one's written by Neda Okorafor. This, I mean, looks great. Looks fun. Great artwork on this cover, though.
Gosh, it's beautiful.
It's really, really cool. So it was one of my favorite characters in the movie.
Yeah, mine too.
I don't know too much about her in the comics, so like anything more that we can get, that's great.
One of the things that I thought was just phenomenal is a new book that is coming out by a old face. And that is going to be some XMen Black. This is the Magneto, and this is by our old buddy Claremont. Chris Claremont is coming out and doing a Magneto. I believe it's a one-shot, so there's a bunch of XMen Black coming out. I know you're a big X-Men fan, Jared.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot. So we're getting, it's a bunch of one-shots. So it's got Mojo, which was a part of Blue and Gold. We're getting Magneto, we're getting Emma Frost, we're getting Mystique, and we're also getting Juggernaut. So I think we're getting one each week throughout October, which is a lot of fun. Spend some time in October, kind of Halloween, just focus on the bad guys. And throughout each of these issues, we're also going to get a little bit of a story about Apocalypse as that kind of builds up. So probably we will see Apocalypse come back into the storyline, the main stories there. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
A couple number ones on Image that are coming out this month. One, I'm putting this on here. I love the artist's work. Jim Bartel has just got some beautiful covers across the board. She does beautiful covers. And she's got this one, Blackbird. I believe this is more of a YA title, young adults title, mystery, Hollywood meets the fantasy world. And a YA title there with Sam Humphries on there. First issue was good. The art was great. I mean, like I said, I like Bartel's art, so that's one I'm going to go all the way through. Another title I'm excited to read, or I have read, and I quite enjoyed it, and I was actually not surprised, was Dead Rabbit. Jerry Dugan, John McCrae, Mike Spicer on this. A phenomenal opening issue for this. We're going to do a review on it, so that's going to come soon. Definitely dig it.
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this. It was a really cool book. Be sure to keep your eyes open for that review coming out. Nick, he's going back to the Spider-Verse here. He says Spider-Geddon is a sequel to Spider-Verse. So, okay, number 0 was last week. It featured PS4 Spidey and Superior Spidey taking up as Superior recruits PS4. Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Oh, dude, we enjoyed Extremity.
Yes.
Daniel Warren Johnson is a phenomenal writer and artist.
Yes.
Learning more about his characters, Daniel Warren Johnson as a character is a fun, happy-go-lucky guy. And so they say that this book hits his character a lot more as a person than Extremity. And this one is just a phenomenal rocker who plays his guitar, and then the Murder Falcon comes out. If you like Daniel Warren, if you liked Extremity, you're going to like this, but they say it's a lot more lighthearted. But as a kid that, 80s and 90s, some rock and roll with the Murder Falcon, I dig it. I know I've seen pictures of a crazy panel van. It hits the check marks for all of that. Great.
I can definitely use a much more lighthearted story from Daniel Warren Johnson, especially after the gut punch that Extremity was.
Right.
It was a great story. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then going on to one that I'm excited for again. We called them out earlier. Jeff Lemire's Gideon Falls. Yep. Number 7 is coming out. I'm getting this book weekly. I wish it was weekly, monthly. Continuing that. Nothing I haven't already said about that book already.
Good stuff.
Another one that I'm getting monthly that I love is The Last Siege, We're hitting up number 5. There's a couple more issues left to go. And this has just been a really cool story about basically an Easterner coming into a castle to try to take over where a king had left. And he's basically a mystery still. But we know that he means well, and the guy who's trying to take the lead of the castle is not the nicest of persons.
No.
And there's like a 15-year-old, 13-year-old girl involved where the old guy, it's pretty dark too, but it's still really good. I like it. So a book I call out there. Another book I'm getting weekly, Oblivion Song weekly. God, I keep saying weekly. I wish it was weekly.
Yeah.
Monthly.
Well, at least you're getting one of these books every week.
Pretty close, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oblivion Song. I like it. The characterization has been amazing on this. The trade came out like 2 weeks ago, so if you haven't got it, check out the trade of Oblivion Song, Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Lafici. It is good. So let's keep going down the title. Shanghai Red, number 5. This closes out Christopher Sabella and Joshua Hickson's Portland pirate story about a woman who was shanghaied and is going out for revenge, and she is trying to get blood for all the people that have wronged her and made her miss a good term of her life. The gritty raw art of Hickson is killing it. It's another one of those ones. It's just a good story.
Yeah, that's a good unique book right there. We've got 7 to Eternity coming out this month. This is number 13, I believe. So this is the end of an arc, of a story arc, the 3rd story arc here. So yeah, great story, awesome stuff. Rick Remender and Jerome Opeña do magic together in this. And well, not to mention Matt Hollingsworth's colors are incredible. This book is super color heavy. Check this book out. It's kind of crazy and out there, so definitely stick with it, and you'll definitely fall into the universe and just be a part of it. It's a really cool concept.
Ooh, another one I like, and it's Black Badge number 3. Just this Black Ops team that is out for to do Black Ops of Boy Scouts. What happens after the Eagle Scouts have learned everything? Where do they go? What do they do? They become a Black Ops team doing crazy things as Boy Scouts that not others can do. So, cool story. Tyler Jenkins on the art. Yeah, all the way around. Another phenomenal concept story, yeah. Yep. Then moving on to Valiant. Again, one of my top ones. This is a brand new arc. This is Shadow Man number 8. So as you can see, Shadow Man is holding Master Dark. So maybe he's going to conquer what he has not done and do the things that, a hero should do instead of fall to his villain. Yeah. Yeah. So it would be fascinating. Yeah. And again. Yeah, Ninja 12 here, Ninja K12, excuse me. So this one's coming out. This one's been pretty good. This is the 3rd final book by Christos Gage on this series. Right. So yeah, be sure to pick this one up to just to complete your Christos Gage excitement and collection there for Ninja K. I dig this cover, if you could barely tell, because the big Ninja K logo covers it up, but Livewire right there in that torn poster. And it's a wanted poster. It looks like you see the ED underneath the J. So maybe a little bit more telling, because we know what happened, or I don't know if you know what happened, but Harbinger Wars 2, she's the one that people are out for. And Ninjak Colin King is caught up in between his love and his work, MI6. Yeah. So kind of where does he go from there? Kind of a cool connection. And then one of mine that's going to be the cover of the month for me. Yeah, I mean, cover of the month right here is Exo Manowar. God, I don't even know what number this is, but a beautiful cover, Exo Manowar. This is where the Gate is fighting the Brotherhood of the Bomb. So connection within Divinity, as the unknown has come, Divinity and Eternity. Brotherhood of the Bomb is going against Gate, and yeah, just look at that freaking cover. That is that's a beautiful cover. So that's amazing. Yeah, I think this is number 20. I want to say. I think you might be right. Yeah, it's getting up there. So sorry that I don't have that on top of my head, guys. But yeah, lots of books this month that are coming out. Lots of geek stuff coming out.
Got some news though. Just want to mention Dark Horse title. BPRD.
That's
the
right.
title of BPRD is ending. They'll be ending at the early 2019. So that will be happening. Just be prepared for that. Apparently, Mignola said that he's always wanted to. He knew how he wanted this story to end. It was just about how do they get there. So they finally got there, and yeah, that's where we're at on that. So early 2019, probably in March or April, that will be done. Though they will be continuing Hellboy in the BPRD, which is kind of the early stories of the Bureau. So that will continue to come out and be published. But yeah, kind of crazy. You know, this first came out 25 years ago. Like, man, it's wild.
Was it 92? 93? 93.
Yeah.
I mean, 93, that's when a lot of things came. A lot of the comic industry changed at that time, which for the better.
Yeah, I think
for the better. Glad a lot of things happened back then with those creators that decided to, leave Marvel, leave the big publishers and stuff. It's been a good road.
Yeah.
Here's one. This image came out since you spoke of Hellboy. I have to pull this up and just share this really quick with everybody. Just look at that cool Hellboy image. I believe it says Legendary AF. You know what I mean? We all know what AF means. But that image, the movie's coming. 2019, new Hellboy.
Yeah, I think he looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's David Harbour as Hellboy in this one. So,
man.
Hopper. Yeah.
Hopper. Stranger Things.
Hopper's going to be a Hellboy, and I think, man, he looks crazy ripped. Looks very different than his dad bod that that he had in Stranger Things. So that guy did a lot of work. Really looking forward to that one. I think he's got the personality that will really pull off for Hellboy.
That's right. Yeah, let us know what you guys think about this new format we did, just covering up the month on the first Tuesday of the month. We're going to do that with Jared. And then on Tuesdays, real quick, I'll do a quick what's coming out today. Tomorrow type video, just be a little bit more of a quick review, and then we'll come back and do this again.
Yeah, again,
beginning of the month. So
again, let us know if there's some sort of segment or something that you think you would like to see us do on this show. Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yep,
let us know.
We won't cover like Rainbow Bright. Yeah. I know you guys are excited for Rainbow Bright #1 this month.
Yeah,
but that might be one of the things we're not going to do.
Yeah, you already shot me down on putting that on my pull list.
I know, you had it and you brought the image. Not going to have it. No Rainbow Bright.
Drew the image and everything.
But if you
already fan art,
dude, you love it, dude. You already framed it and you tried to put it up on the back. It's no good. So yeah, so hopefully you guys went and got Batman Damned for all the right reasons, and we'll let you hang out with us again.
Yeah.
Pun intended.